Good evening, everyone. My name is Kamisha Moses, and welcome to my screencast presentation for my Learn Tech and Design Capstone class. So, for the first assignment, we did an instructional design project, basically the identification part. So, this was the template that we were supposed to fill out. This really did help me in the process of thinking of what instructional design project I was going to do. And it also really gave me time to think and organize everything. Um, I really like the fact that the template allowed me to do just enough to kind of piece exactly what I was going to do together to kind of sort out my ideas and really bring the project to life. So I truly enjoyed this piece of the project because it did truly allow me to identify as to, okay, why am I doing why do I want to do this particular project? The reason, the cause behind it, and really gave me a chance to think about it. Next, we focus on the outline, the instructional design outline. So the outline went in a little bit deeper than the first portion um of the first half of the introduction, basically. So with the outline, I got the opportunity to really think about the goals and the milestones of the project, which is something that you need to think about every day. Even at my own job, I don't think about like these steps really. You just kind of just do it. But this allowed me to be more organized. So I do plan on using kind of like this format in the future because it really gave me a chance to see like, okay, what would be important, what would I need to discuss to my peers about this particular project. Even when it came with the overarching goals, I had to really think about, okay, what would be important to discuss weekly on a weekly basis about the project. What would we need to go over in order to improve and basically accomplish the goal of completing the project. Even with the project milestones, they also gave me an insight. Also help you be super organized because then you have you have kind of like a schedule for yourself. Like, okay, for 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be working on this modules. I'll be working on that module, or I'll be working on these designs. So this really did come in handy. I really do like this part of the project with the build of it. So yes, I'm really looking forward to using this template later on down in the future. Next, is the managing risk and escalation presentation outline. This piece was completely new to me. I've never heard of this before. This is something that I never even thought of to do. This also goes along with the overarching objectives and the project milestones. This also kind of gave me an insight of, I guess it kind of depends on what I will actually be using this for. Um, but it did allow me to do research, and it was a lot of research online about the managing risk and escalation portion of this project. And so I was like super amazed to just find all these analysis about the strengths and the weaknesses and the anticipated opportunities and the threats. And so to kind of piece that together and to really think like, okay, what could possibly happen or what could happen, what could be beneficial after the project is completed. So this really this part of the project, this was the most one that challenged me the most. This part of the project, it really had me thinking because in the beginning I was completely clueless on what I would put as far as tying in the managing risks and escalations to the project itself and really trying to think about, okay, the company, the customers. So this was a challenge, but I got through it, and then the more and more I worked on it, the better I understood it. Next is the communication email to stakeholders. This is definitely something that I am very quite familiar with. I send emails on a daily basis to stakeholders, to supervisors, managers, project managers, coordinators, to really communicate with them. I will say that this email process also taught me um, how to better organize the message. What I mean by is, just not going in headstrong, with the criticism. You do want to throw in those positive, you do want to throw in positivity within the email, like in the beginning. You also want to make sure you do an introduction to basically state what the email specifies, and then get into the concerns and everything. So, and then also too, I do like how I laid out what needs to be worked on when it came to the constructive criticism part. Just mention the clarity of objectives, content organization, and kind of explaining my reasons as to, okay, this is why I'm mentioning this. So I also need to keep that in mind, because sometimes my emails do not mention that, and that's definitely something that I need to work on. So I was really excited about this piece, and I also learned a lot from the communication part to the stakeholders. So next is the managing risk and escalation presentation. Okay. So here, this is a snippet. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll show you a snippet on YouTube. So with the managing risk and escalation presentation, I basically took the outline and created a presentation, then uploaded it to YouTube. I do like the idea of uploading to YouTube, because then anybody can have access to the video at any time they want to go and kind of view those managing risk and escalations sections and of the for the project. I'm gonna show you a snippet of basically what it looked like. I tried to make sure I kept the theme, because um my idea was to make up for beginners e-learning course. I wanted to keep that theme behind all of my presentations. So I'm gonna show you a snippet now. So here's the snippet. So as you can see, that was just like a snippet of the presentation that I put together. The visual aspect of it is really simple. It's simple because I wanted the information to be the most important of the presentation. Um but also I wanted to keep that theme of like the makeup theme, because that's what the project was over. And I just wanted I didn't want anything to outweigh the information that I was presenting. So that's why you have that such a simple like presentation. And I'm actually reading each slide so people can follow along. And I think sometimes that's important, whether you do it yourself or you do it in a computerized way, which I have done on many of occasions for e-learnings. So it just kind of helps when presenting through video. So next, we have the presentation to stakeholders. So basically, this is the overall presentation of everything from beginning to end, from the introduction, from just, piecing everything together for those stakeholders. Again, I am very familiar with doing this on my job and presenting to stakeholders about training opportunities and things as such. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a snippet of the overall presentation to stakeholders. Today I will be presenting to you So that was just a little snippet I wanted to show you guys about my overall presentation. Um, Overall goals of the presentation. So I do want you to, when it came time for this particular um structure of the project, I really like the fact that I presented the information in a very organized way. And that's definitely something that I tend to use in the next future of any presentations I do for any stakeholders. And so that really concludes the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching my screencast. I really hope this has inspired many of you to get your master's in instructional design. Thank you and have a great night.